Washington considering making sweeping changes to hundreds of thousands of workers' overtime pay, potentially boosting their bottom line. Under the new proposal, changes would more than triple the salary threshold under which employers must pay overtime to their workers, and that would increase every year. Potentially by the year 2026, workers who make $1,536, that's $1,536 a week, or nearly $80,000 a year, would be eligible for overtime pay. This proposal, though, has ignited a fierce debate, with some business owners saying the changes will create hardship, while others are arguing these new rules will allow Washington's workforce to keep up with rising costs.
We all agree that the wage needs to be up, but it's too fast and too short of a time.
We have a wage crisis in our city.
So this is a fairly complicated topic because there are different rules for different workers in our economy. Labor and Industries will spend the rest of the summer gathering public feedback on the changes before they develop a final set of rules, which would take effect next summer. Public hearing set for tomorrow in Bellingham, and another one is planned for Vancouver, Washington in August.